With the new competency tracker, an instructor with the proper permission will be able to create either a custom goal set for the student progress report or to create a goal set with your program's specific requirements for the SMC report. Either way, to do that, hover over the Goals and Reporting tab and then select Goals. This will load your program's custom goal sets as well as our built-in templates. First, we have the paramedic goal set template. This will be used for the student progress report. And then we have the new SMC template, which will be used for the new SMC report. If you want to update your numbers for the SMC template, you can open up the template. You'll then be able to look at everything that's included, including the sub-goal sets of Table 1, Table 2, Table 3, so on. But you can also scroll to the right and find the Duplicate Template option. If you click that, you will be able to set a name for it, as well as select your certification level. In this case, because it's for the SMC, we'll leave it at paramedic. When you click save, it'll bring you into this new one that was created, where you can then look at the options, and if you want to change your numbers for anything, you can scroll to the right and click on these three dots for any of the goals and click edit. You will not be able to make any changes to the location or activities or additional details, but you can change your repetition goal as well as your peer or instructor evaluation goal. COA does not require peer or instructor evaluation, so these will be defaulting to 0, and the repetitions will be defaulting to the numbers based on COA's recommendations, but you can go ahead and either make them higher or lower depending on what your particular program's recommendations are. Once you make the change, you just hit save, and we'll now see that that change has been made in that goal. You can then make the change to any other goals, and then it will save each time you make those changes as long as you click the save button. If you want to change the name of the goal set, you can click on the pencil icon to the top, where you can change the name of it. You can also delete the goal set if you would like to. If you do say delete, it will delete it permanently, and it'll bring you back to the goals page. For the other type of goal set, the paramedic goal set used for the student progress report, this one will be fully customizable. So if we duplicate this template and give it a name, when it opens up, we can select some of these items and either delete them or move them to different sub-goal sets. We can also, if we click on the edit, duplicate them or delete them, and then we go into the edit. Now we can actually make the change to our location and activity types. For example, you can select clinical and lab, or you can select all three and it'll default to any location. You can set the activity to be observed goal as opposed to performed, as well as select the ending activity option. And then you can also change the attributes for the individual items. If you want to edit what is required, so instead of being IV and IV with blood draw, we could say only IV, and then hit save. And then hit save again. For patient goals, we'll have even more options. For example, the assessment type, whether it's a formative or summative. We can require if the exam and interview must be checked. We can also dictate if they need to be team leader or team member, if the subject type needs to be a specific type, if it needs to come from a specific location. Your age options, you can either do an age range, and that can be from years, months, weeks, or days. You can also do a specific age or a greater than, equal to, greater than, less than, or equal to. Whatever your goal would need to be for your age, you can do so, even saying the age does not matter. And finally, you can select what items or impressions or signs and symptoms would be required to give credit for the overall goal. If you select the match any option, then any of the options that are listed here will give credit for the patient. So for example, if we select the signs and symptoms of bleeding and we have chest decompression as well, if the student performs either the chest decompression or the bleeding for the signs and symptoms, they will get credit for this patient goal. However, if we select match all instead of match any, both will now be required for the student to get credit for this patient. Again, we'll go ahead and hit save once we're finished. And if we want to make changes to any of the options here, whether we edit the name or we delete it, we can do so. Clicking the arrow will bring us back to the goals page. And we can see now that custom goal set is listed. This goal set now will be able to be used when we run the student progress report. Any of the goal sets we create here will be able to use on the student progress report. However, only the goal sets created from the SMC template will be able to be used on the SMC report.